Hey guys, as always, thanks for tuning in. So I'm working on a new version of the Pixelcade LCD software, and I just wanted to show you work in progress, and of course, always get your feedback. So this is Pixelcade Companion, and you'll notice there's a new box here called Widgets. So if I go here, I've added a number of things. There's a sports ticker, some stocks, weather. Let's start with the sports ticker. So right now it's NFL season, so I'm going to hit this. This will go ahead and generate a sports ticker of all the active games in the NFL right now. And as you can see, there's a refresh interval, so this will refresh every 1 minute. And you can change that to different refresh intervals if you like. So that's the first feature, sports ticker. Then let's say you have a favorite team and you want to follow them. So let's say like right now there's a game I think Seattle is playing. And it will show just this view just for that game. So it's kind of a nice way to follow the game. And again, you can change the refresh interval. So let's say I want to refresh it every 15 seconds. You could do that. And you can show different leagues. So let's say, for example, I want to show NBA. So same thing. And then what's also cool is you can pick your favorite teams. So let's say, for example, you've got a number of favorite teams. Let me add a few more here. So let's say, pick a few more favorite teams from football. I'm just going to pick some at random. And then it will show a ticker just for those teams. Now you'll notice that I've got a bunch of teams here, but not all the teams have games right now. So it's only going to show teams where there's an active game. And so let's say I pick a few more teams here. Say I'll pick some across NBA. I'm just randomly picking some. I don't know if these have games or not. And so if I pick enough, then it should scroll, like that. So those are all kind of teams that I care about, and it will scroll if there's enough to take up the whole screen. If there's not, it'll just stay static. We've also added a stock ticker. So I've selected some stocks here. Let me start that. So that's your stock ticker. You can customize it well. You can change the text, for example. Let's say that I want to put the text in Cyan, for example. Okay. And there's also weather. So let's show the weather. Okay, so there's the weather. You can also do a 3-day view. Let's try the 3-day view. And the weather has the same refresh intervals. You can select what you like there. There's a news ticker. You can select different news sources here. So I just have one selected right now. Okay, you can also control the speed. So let's say I want to slow it down, normal speed, fastest speed. And then lastly, just your basic clock. Nothing super fancy there. And here's the other big improvement from this release. So the performance will be much faster. So watch as I click these marquees. The delay to render a marquee is now less than 100 milliseconds, whereas before it was actually around 500 milliseconds. So you can see a little bit of delay. Got a few complaints about that. So that was one thing I wanted to work on. Then also watch when I start a video. Click the video almost starts instant, whereas the current version of the software, it takes a couple seconds for the video to start up. So that's the other big improvement you'll see with this new software. Here's another feature we added in Pixelcade Companion. So you'll notice that each marquee now has a little eye icon. So if you click that, it's going to give you the option to download the full resolution marquee. So some people ask for that. And then also, this is pretty cool, you can set an alias. So let's say, for example, in this example, that your front end is not sending this name, Dragon's Lair TV, but something else. So let's just say name X for the sake of argument. It'll create an alias. So before you would have had to make a copy of that file and then upload it to the internal storage, was a little bit of a pain. Now you can just create an alias, and it doesn't create a new copy, so you're not taking up more disk space than you need to. And it's basically a shortcut. And then you can check again by going to the log here to see what name was sent. And that's how you know if your front end is sending this name, but the name is really something else, just create that alias to match the name from your front end, and then you're good to go. Here's just the last few things I added. A couple other improvements too. So if you go to device settings, you can now set up your Pixelcade LCD on your Wi-Fi from here. So this assumes you're already connected via USB to get here. But like, let's say you want to connect on Wi-Fi because some of these features that I just showed do need a Wi-Fi. So you can set that up here. Before you had to pop the micro SD card and kind of get into your cab to do it. So now it's much easier. If your Wi-Fi changes, just go here, update your new Wi-Fi, and then reboot, and you're all good. If you do want to switch back to the old classic version, and there's some bugs with this new version, you can do that from here as well. And then we also have an artwork and system firmware updater. So this actually was there before. This now just shows you if you're automatically up to date or not. So it's a little more user friendly. And then I added some debug logging. So if you go here, you'll see more information in the log. This is good for troubleshooting if you've got an issue or whatnot, but normally that wouldn't be on there. So those are just a few new features that we added as well.